Hello dear students. In last class I explained about the short-run supply curve of a firm. Short-run supply curve of a firm. So this shows the output level. Output level that firm chooses the profit maximization firm. Okay, the firm chooses the profit maximization point. At which point the firm will get profit maximization. So that was the price of P1 and the quantity of Q1. At this point only the firm will get the profit maximization. Because if the firm produce at this point, because the price is P2, at this point the average cost, average variable cost, marginal cost is above the price line, that means in this situation the firm should face the loss. Why? Because cost is more, price is less. Cost is more, price is less. That's why no one firm ready to produce goods and services at this situation or at this price line. Okay, that means we can consider as zero production at this price level. So at this point only the firm will get profit maximization. So according to conditions also, P is equal to MC. Price line should be equals to the marginal cost, and marginal cost curve should not decrease at the Q0. So you have to assume like that this is Q0. So actually it has mentioned like Q1, but you have to assume like that Q0. So here it is not decreasing, it is increasing only. Okay, and the last condition, price should be greater than ABC. Price should be greater than ABC. Yes, exactly. This is the ABC curve. So here price line, right? Price line is a greater than the ABC, greater than the average variable cost, greater than the average variable cost. So you have to understand. And also we discussed price is greater than ABC, price is less than ABC. If the less than ABC, see if the less than ABC, that time the firm should face the loss. If it's above the price line, like the price line is above the ABC, that time only firm will get which one? Profit maximization. Okay, next topics we have to discuss. In this there are few points. So what are the points? As long as if the firm continues the production, what will happen? When the average cost is increasing, price is decreasing, what will happen? When the price is increasing, average cost is decreasing, what will happen? When average cost is increasing and price decreasing, what is the situation we have to understand here? First one is shutdown point, very important for 1 mark, like 2 mark or 4 mark also. Shutdown point, what is the meaning of shutdown? This word you heard in the computer, that is shutdown means completely switch off. Okay, completely all the program should be off. Right, that is only shutdown point, right? So shutdown point is nothing but where SMC curve cuts the ABC curve. Simple, where SMC curve cuts the ABC curve at the minimum. At the minimum, you have to observe here, always SMC curve cuts the ABC curve at the minimum point. SMC curve cuts the ABC curve at the minimum point from the below. See, SMC curve cuts the ABC curve. SMC curve cuts the ABC curve from below. Okay, from below. So this is called as minimum point. That is called as minimum point. Okay, this one we can consider as shutdown point. Shutdown point. Okay, where the SMC curve cuts the ABC curve. Where the SMC curve cuts the ABC curve, that is called at the point of minimum. At the point of minimum, this point called as shutdown point. This is called as shutdown point because below this point there will be no production. Below this point there will be no production. Why? Because so here cost is increasing, average cost also increasing, marginal cost also increasing. So price is below this. The price is below the average variable cost and short-term marginal cost. That's why this is called as shutdown point. This is called as shutdown point. After this also, if the firm continues the production, it should be face the loss. So these are all below this point, firm will get loss. Why? Because pricing is here and ABC and marginal cost is above the pricing. That time price is less than ABC or less than MC. Okay. So you have to understand here, this is the shutdown point. What is the meaning of shutdown point? The point where the SMC curve cuts the ABC curve. The point where SMC curve cuts the ABC curve at the point of minimum. At the point of minimum, that is called only short run shutdown point. Short run shutdown point, very important. And also second one is normal profit. Actually, after this also, if the firm continues the production, it will get the loss. Otherwise, below this situation also, the firm will get loss. Next is normal profit. What is the meaning of normal profit? The minimum level of profit. The minimum level of profit that is needed to keep a firm. Needed to keep a firm in the existing business. In the existing business. In other words, we can say like that. A minimum level of profit. A minimum level of profit. Otherwise, a normal profit earned by the firm to sufficient to its cover its cost. Sufficient to cover its cost. What the firm is earning. What the firm is earning, that should be sufficient to cover its all costs. Okay, listen carefully. The revenue earned by the firm. The revenue earned by the firm, that should be sufficient to cover all its costs. Okay, how much they expense to fulfill that one also, what they are earning, that is only revenue. The revenue earned by the firm to fulfill or that is sufficient to fulfill its cost. Sufficient to fulfill its cost. How much they expense? For example, rent for land. For to give this also their earning means, that is called only normal profit. As like as capital, that is so rent is rent for land, labor, that is wages, we can say like that, wages for labor, interest for capital, profit for enterprises. So what the revenue earned by the firm, what the revenue earned by the firm, that should be sufficient to provide like rent, wages, interest, profit to this, that is called only normal profit. A firm is earning normal profit, that is sufficient to cover all its cost, that is called only normal profit. That is rent paid for the land, wages paid to the labor, interest paid to capital, profit is paid to the entrepreneur. That is, we can consider as normal profit is otherwise normal profit equals TR equals TC. TR equals TC. That means what they are earning, that should be equals to the cost. That is, there is no above, there is no below. There is no above profit, there is no below profit. So what they are earning, that should be equals to the what the expenses, the total cost, that should be equals to the total cost. That should be the revenue earned by the firm. It's sufficient to cover all its costs. That is called only normal profit. Okay, that means your firm is earning. What they are earning, that should be equals to the cost. There is no extra, there is no less than. There is no greater than, there is no less than. Okay, that is called only normal profit. That is called only normal profit. We can consider as zero profit. We can say this zero profit. Why? The normal profit is called as zero profit. Why it is called like this? Because there is no profit here. What they are earning revenue, that should be equals to the total cost. What they are earned, the revenue earned by the firm, that should be equals to the expenses. That should be equals to the expenses. That's why this is called as, the normal profit is called as zero profit. This is called as zero profit. Don't forget. First one is shutdown point. Shutdown point is nothing but the point where the SMC curve cuts the ABC curve at the minimum. At the minimum, that is called only shutdown point. Normal profit is, that is the revenue earned by the firm. The revenue earned by the firm is sufficient to cover all its costs. Otherwise, the minimum level of profit that is needed to keep a firm in the existing business. What purpose? To provide rent, wages, interest, profit. for these things. Rent for the land, wages to labor, interest to capital, profit to enterprises. Okay, so that's why normal profit is TR is equal to TAC. The total revenue should be equals to total cost. That means what they are earning revenue, that should be equals to the total cost. That's why it is called as zero profit. It is called as zero profit because there is no profit. What they are earning, that should be equals to the their expenses. That much. That is called only normal profit. Next is supernormal profit. What is the meaning of supernormal profit? If your firm earns anything above the normal profit. If anything earning more than this, that is TR is greater than TC. If TR is greater than TC, if TR is greater than TC, that is called only supernormal profit. Supernormal profit. Supernormal profit means that is if a firm earns anything above the normal profit. Anything above the normal profit. Suppose. So this is called as normal profit, right? Okay, this is called as normal profit. Above this, what they are earning, that is called only supernormal profit. For example, clearly, total cost is 100. Total revenue is 100. This is called as TR equals TC. That means normal profit. That is normal profit. If suppose TC is 100, TR is 200. Okay, that time TR is greater than TC. That is called as supernormal profit. Supernormal profit. If a firm earns anything above the normal profit. If a firm earns anything above the normal profit, that is called only supernormal profit. Okay. Okay. Next one is break-even point. Next one is break-even point. See, that was normal profit. It was normal profit. It was TR minus TC. Okay, not TR equals TC. TR minus TC because it is called as zero profit. It is called as zero profit. We have to understand. Normal profit is the TR minus TC. Sorry for the mistake. This is TR minus TC, not TR equals TC. This is TR minus TC. That means zero profit. There is no profit earned by the firm at the situation. Which situation? At the point of normal profit. Normal profit. We can say like that. Zero profit. Next is break-even point. Break-even point. The point on the supply curve at which a firm earns normal profit. So this is we can mention like this. TR equals TC. Okay. Break even point. Break even. Okay. Break even point. Okay. That is called only the point. There is no profit. There is no loss. That is only break even point. After this, it will get loss. After this, they will get profit. Right? Okay. Before this also loss. After this also loss. Before this also loss. After this also loss. There is no profit, there is no loss. That should be, we can call like break even point. Before that, what we discussed, that was TR minus TC. Don't forget, normal profit equals TR minus TC. So that is also called as zero profit. Zero profit, normal profit is nothing but what the firm is earned revenue. The revenue earned by the firm sufficient to cover its all costs. That was the normal profit. So normal profit equals TR minus TC. TR minus TC. That means there was no profit. Like only less. The profit is less only. Profit is less. But here break even point. Break even point. The point on the supply curve at which firm earns normal profit. Okay. So this is also called as a supply curve. This is also called as a supply curve. The point on the supply curve at which a firm earns normal profit. Normal profit. That is called only break even point. Break even point. After this, if the firm starts produce, they will earn more revenue. Otherwise, below this, even after this also, this is the exact point. So after this, at this point, if they start the production, that time they will face the loss situation. At this point, they will see the loss situation. So even this is also loss. Why? Because price is here compared to the second price line. This price is here, cost is here. Okay, compared to this one, cost is here, price is here. That's why this is normal profit. But this is cost is more, price is less. This is the normal profit, right? This is the loss. You can say like that is loss. Compared to this is loss. But compared to this is the profit only. This is the normal profit. So again, if it goes to the another point, that is the equal point. So here loss point. This is called as loss point. Anyhow, break-even point means the point on the supply curve. This is called as break-even point. If it is decrease, if it is increase, there is a loss condition. So that's why there is no profit and there is no loss. There is no loss. That is called only break-even point. Break-even point. Okay. Next is opportunity cost. Okay, before explaining the opportunity cost, once again I repeat the cost like points. What are the points? First one it was shutdown point. Shutdown point means nothing but the point where SMC curve cuts the ABC curve. Cuts the ABC curve. Where SMC curve cuts the ABC curve. See, where SMC curve cuts the ABC curve. This is called as, at the point of minimum, this is called a shutdown point. That means no loss, no profit. Okay, shutdown is nothing but this point there will be no production. There will be no production. Why? Price is here, cost is here. Okay, here the SMC is increasing. SMC is increasing. Even short-term marginal cost curve cuts the average variable cost curve. Cuts the average variable cost curve. This is called a shutdown point. Next is normal profit. Normal profit means the firm, the revenue earned by the firm, that should be sufficient to cover all its costs. Sufficient to cover all its costs. That is called only normal profit. So normal profit, that was TR minus TC. TR minus TC. That is also called as zero profit. Zero profit. No, that is, we can say like that. Total revenue minus TC. So that is called as zero profit. So after that, break-even point. Break-even point means the point on the supply curve. Like before that, super normal profit. Super normal profit means above the normal profit. Above the normal profit. Above the normal profit. That is called only super normal profit. Next one, break-even point. Break-even point is the point on the supply curve which a firm earns normal profit. Which a firm earns normal profit. That is called only break-even point. That formula, that is normal break-even point equals, that is TR equals TC. Okay, the firm's TR should be equals to the TC. Total revenue should be equals to the total cost. There was no profit, there was no loss. Okay, up to this break-even point. Okay, in next class we will discuss about opportunity cost. Opportunity cost.